everybody. Welcome to another episode of Schoolboy Roll Up, the wrestling podcast you didn't know you needed. After you've listened to us, as always, hop on the socials, join the conversation with us there. Schoolboy Roll Up on Instagram and Twitter, and pretty much anywhere else. Nick and I, of course, would love to welcome back Mr. Greg Jennetty. How's it feel to be back, sir?
Feels like I'm just being lifted out of the glass on the barbershop set. You know, just really settling into my inner Jennetty on this.
Okay.
And as you can see, I'm growing the hair out a little bit, so I think I'll have some flowing locks pretty soon. We're heading into spring and summer, so I'm thinking lighter colors. So you're definitely going to get some more Jennetty-esque vibes.
Okay.
And you know what? It's an honor to be your Jennetty.
It should be.
It's an honor to be the Jennetty to your Beyonce.
Wow. But are we both Beyonce?
There can only be one Beyonce.
Yeah.
No. I mean, if we're doing Destiny's Child, I'm definitely like, I think that was Michelle, and you guys could both be Kelly Rowland. You guys are Kelly Rowland.
That's pretty good. Good.
You guys are doing some features with Nelly from time to time.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a single that kind of like gets popular, but like you're never rich. You ain't making it that big.
And when Beyonce makes it, you're just gonna disappear.
You're just gone.
Like, do you think that's like Kelly's she's disappointed? Like she's like, I'm doing well, but I'm not doing Beyonce well.
I'm not doing Beyonce well. She's rich, not wealthy.
You ain't doing those Beyonce numbers.
No. But who is?
Jennetty.
Taylor Swift. Marty Jennetty. He's
Marty Jennetty got in on some like early Bitcoin.
Oh, he might. I like if you watch Dark Side of the Ring. I don't know if you have, but he was on one of the episodes, like I think last season.
Okay.
And I feel like he took a really poor turn in his life.
Oh.
Like, it's just not good. It's just not good. Drugs and like all that stuff.
Never good. Do we know if there's any parallels with that and Kelly Rowland?
I think they're very closely related.
Well, actually, no. The Jennetty of like Destiny's Child, I guess, would be like Michelle or.
Is that actually her name? I feel like
I believe it's Michelle.
There is a Michelle. No, Brennick, there's a Michelle.
But then there were like two even before her.
Right. There were used to be four.
It was like a round one. Like maybe I'm just part of Schoolboy Roll Up version 1.0.
Oh, right. There was four of us, but we didn't.
I get subbed out for like two new people at some point.
Yeah, we kicked somebody out. Got a new Beyonce.
I think we need a new Beyonce. That might be.
Well, if we just go forward, let's see if we could bring in Beyonce for an episode.
That would be awesome.
I feel like I'd just get a little weirded out if she was really into wrestling. Like she was just into
it. She's a really big fan of like Damian Priest.
She's uncompromising when it comes to Damian Priest.
No compromising at all.
He really loves his Razor's Edge. He's a great character. Definitely not bland in any way.
Not at all. He's so not bland. They have so much in common, those two. Well, I'm happy you're back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Nick and I feel like had a really good week last week, but we did miss you, so it's good to have you back.
Listen, you guys did well. I love that you guys kind of made fun of me, but it was more just complimenting me in general.
Right. Yeah, that's gotta feel nice. Makes me want to miss a pod. I need all those those compliments.
Compliments are key.
That'd be really awkward if you like came back afterward and there were no compliments. Like you'd be thinking like
it would hurt.
Yeah, like the Greg episode. You'd get all this love.
Yeah, it would be a stark difference there. Just kidding. Well, anyway, before we get to wrestling, a couple things I wanted to go over with you guys. The torpedo bats. Where do we stand on the torpedo bats? Do we like the torpedo bats or do we not like the torpedo bats?
I like the results. Okay. Baseball's weird. Like people don't like change. This is a change. It's some sort of like technological evolution, however so tiny it may be. And people have always been doing weird stuff in baseball to get an edge for years.
Yes.
Weirdest stuff. Like
right.
Pine tar and all other manners of cheating have always kind of gone on. So whatever, as long as my team's hitting the home runs, I don't really care.
Yeah, man. Couple more tonight too, Nick.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm a fan of it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. Reminds me of me when I was younger with my wiffle ball bat that was taped up with electric tape.
Yeah.
Very similar, but I was adding weight. I wasn't redistributing the weight, but okay. So mine, I guess, was more like a corked bat, if you will. But I mean, I was hitting some dingers.
Yeah.
So if anyone has appreciation for the torpedo bat, it's me.
Okay. That's good. I think we're all on the same page. I'm not against the torpedo bat based on a lot of the same reasons Nick said. It's not like they changed it that much, but part of me just wishes like baseball didn't have all these changes and it just was like a regular bat that everybody always uses. But if everybody's gonna do this stuff, you might as well do it with that too. So that was the first thing. I was just, very newsworthy this week. I was curious what you guys thought, and I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, Nick, how's your bracket?
Obviously, I'm still in first place.
Of course.
But the intrigue this week was that I had to watch Tennessee Houston with my father-in-law while he interrogated me about my bracket picks. So we're sitting there having a beer. He's like, you're doing quite well this year, I see. I have to be like, it's mostly chalk, and I just pick some upsets in the West region, and
just make sure he doesn't listen to this.
And, yeah. So that was it was full of intrigue. As dramatic as something like that could be, having a beer, watching a game with your father-in-law being accused of cheating.
Yeah.
Does it look like you're gonna win? Should you win at this point?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think so. I think I'm up by 100 something points. So as long as I get one more thing right, I think it's out of reach.
So is your Final Four pretty much intact?
You're asking me I know what my picks are.
You're just looking out points. You're just checking out points. All right.
Let him get his bracket up so he can read it.
I don't even know. I think I sent it from my work email. I don't even know how it works.
Well, this goes to the point that Nick does not care at all about the bracket.
And then
still in first.
The picture will be that my wife will not have to give her dad $20.
Yeah.
I'll forgive her.
You'll just lose out on it.
Yeah.
That's funny. Still in first, but hates the bracket. That's the main takeaway here. Rob, how's your bracket doing, bud?
Oh, I've been out since round of 32 because I had St. John's. So
well,
I'm praying on my numbers to hit now. That's about it.
All right.
What about you?
Listen, my Gonzaga method did not work. They didn't do what I needed them to do. Got the McNeese pick. Felt great about that. Didn't matter that they lost in the second round. What matters is I had an upset.
You had an upset.
And really, I mean, I just came out really strong in round one. Had 29 out of 32 points. Felt amazing. Was tied for second place out of about 200 people. But then, as things tend to do, the wheels came off. Similar to Marty Jannetty after being thrown through the shop glass and eventually losing the IC belt, just kind of fading into obscurity right now, despite having my Barack Obama all favorites to the Final Four. It looks out of reach at this point.
If you had dug in just a little bit more on all the favorites and just actually went with the straight up chalk and all the number one seeds, you would have been just fine.
I was, but in my mind, I was like, you know what? It can't be all number ones. It can't be. That hasn't happened in my mind since 2005. But it's happening this year. So
it's happening now.
So it doesn't matter that I have 3 out of 4 right. It's over for me.
It's over.
Unless it's not. We don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, like I said, I'm out, so I don't even have anything to contribute here. I feel like it hasn't been a very interesting tournament, though. there.
No, yeah. There's no highlights, no crazy comebacks.
There's like
yeah, of course, yeah.
There's
boring.
no charm to it.
No, there was like Maryland won like a close second round game, and that's all that's standing out to me right now.
Yeah, it's a shame because I feel like that's a lot, driven by NIL money going to all the big teams, and the little guys just aren't able to put anything out there. So, but yeah, so that's my little soapbox. Also, Nick and his lovely wife were hosting us and a bunch of our other friends this past Saturday, and we had some homemade pasta at Nick's house. Which
a little very, very adult dinner party that
I've been
known to throw from time to time. Went off greatly. A solid 9 hours of cooking prep for me. You guys can come over and drink and eat the food I make.
It was wonderful. Nick didn't seem stressed out in the slightest.
Oh, God. I just felt like I was on an episode of The Bear. Yeah. I actually, at one point...
and the car could have came into the house, too.
Prepping this pasta. But you still got to cook it and sauce it and food.
Oh, man.
And my wife's best friend made meatballs, and she forgot to reheat them, so all the food's out. And I'm like, why are we not eating? And she's like, the meatballs are cold. I'm like, I don't give a shit. She's like, literally, my wife's best friend literally says to me, I will punch you in your face in front of all your friends. And I'm like,
it's amazing.
At least she had the right response. At least.
Shut me down. I was like so apologetic after that. It super threw me off.
Yeah, I bet.
Tried to punch you in the face. Like,
yeah, she checked you. And I had no idea until you, I came over afterwards and you were like, I don't know. I didn't mean anything. You were shook.
I somehow missed all of this. I don't know how, but I did.
It's all right. Rob, a lot happens in the kitchen.
And then, Rob, you were too busy eating delicious pasta.
That's right. I was, and very happy about it.
Let's not forget the big mystery and our sponsor for this week.
Oh.
The Kirkland Lemon Blueberry Loaf. Rob's contribution to the dessert.
I could not wait to talk about this. This needs to get ripped apart.
I put it in my chest freezer because Rob left and everybody's sitting there like, what is this thing? Like, why does somebody eat it? What? Right? Like, what is this dessert?
It tastes delicious.
It's lemon and blueberry, right?
Yeah. It's a lemon blueberry loaf.
This is a brunch dessert at most. This is for brunches.
You might be right, but just give it a try.
Okay. I get it. I'm just saying that's
did you buy this to bring to my house? Is the question. You went to Costco. You're like, oh, better bring that loaf.
This was in the pantry.
So here's the problem. Costco did not have the cannolis that we were gonna bring.
Oh, right, you even said you were gonna bring that. I forgot.
Yeah, and so we stopped there on the way to get them, and they did not have them. So This was an audible. This was an audible. Yes.
You're like, we need a dense pound cake
especially since I told Nick that we were gonna bring a dessert. So then we had to bring something.
You felt obligated.
Oh, I got a hint of lemon from just that little crumb.
There's a hint. There's a little hint.
You're gonna get some zest in there, bro.
No, you got it. The zest is the most important part.
It's a zesty loaf, that's for sure.
Rob's zesty loaf. New segment.
where we taste test Kirkland loaves.
Yeah, we're so far away. We're like 15 minutes in. We haven't touched wrestling.
We haven't even talked about it yet.
This is the new format. We're talking loaves. We're talking desserts.
We're talking Kirkland.
Just all Kirkland products.
Kirkland water.
Kirkland jeans.
Kirkland jeans. Kirkland shirts.
Water. Yeah.
Kirkland that ass.
Yes, that.
Perfect.
All right, so not hating on Rob's dense 2.5 pound loaf.
We did also bet how much it weighed. So yeah, that's
I think there was a clear favorite. Yes, and by the way, most people went over on the weight. Like everyone was guessing. Everyone's like, "This got to be at least 3 pounds." Like the whole segment.
That's a big loaf.
I had to hide it from you all week, Rob. It's not a big loaf. It's a dense loaf. This thing is, you do curls with this.
Dude.
Girls are working out with this at like, they're like hit studios.
Oh man. Oh God, I love it.
But I want to talk about best pasta real quick.
Yeah.
I think it was no contest. While I like the gnocchi, the ravioli with pesto ran away with it. It was
good.
I think it was no contest.
Yeah. I was
The
eating that
ravioli
stuff.
was excellent, but I honestly thought the gnocchi was the best.
Oh.
High praise,
Yeah.
thank you. The fact that I was even able to make that edible, I'm pretty proud. So can't wait to do it again next year.
Yeah, man. But the highlight of the night was maybe at some point we can find this, or maybe you can put it up to the screen.
I will try. I only have a photo. I've asked for the video, but the crowning achievement
We had
of the evening.
really long pasta.
Look how long that noodle is going across my whole kitchen.
For anybody listening on Spotify or Dan on iHeartRadio, try and check out the YouTube video, and you can see some really long pasta.
Yeah, that was a 10-foot noodle right there.
Long dude.
I think it was longer than that.
It was probably 15 feet.
Yeah, it was probably 15 feet. Yeah.
Which a long noodle. Of that was eaten. We had so much made already. That was just, let's just see how long.
And it was still less dense than the loaf.
And I like it because in Nick's kind of just, I've been working for so many hours thinking, we roll out this long noodle and you think maybe there's going to be a purpose. Nick's like, put it down. And then just starts filling it with like just starts filling it with like regatta and like folding it like it was so haphazard, man. It was just like just slapping it.
Right, all that effort, right, for nothing, just for me to mess around and then throw it all in the trash.
Yeah, sometimes it's for the pomp and circumstance. It's for the pageant.
That's what it's all about. All
right, Brennick, make an amazingly terrible transition into wrestling on that.
Okay.
Speaking of long noodles.
Speaking of pomp and circumstance, Nick and I last week were positive that we were going to open up this week from the pageantry and the pomp and circumstance of the Cena, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins promo on SmackDown. But we're not, because it got jumped by the Cody Rhodes and John Cena segment on Monday Night Raw.
You're so excited about Cena, you called CM Punk Cena.
Oh,
sorry. Thank you.
Oh, my gosh. You can't do it. All right, Nick, you want to take a chance at this? Take it from noodles. Nick, say something with noodles, transition to Cena somehow. Let's see what you do.
We're out there making long noodles. Because I don't bury pasta. I bury.
Nice.
Loaf.
All right, my turn. All right, here we go. Pesto on my neck. I don't know. I got nothing.
You got last. Jeez.
You got more gnocchi in your promo than gnocchi in your jorts.
See, there we go. That's why I'm the Jennetty of this, bro.
Full circle. You Jennetty'd it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta get that pesto off your neck. Let's go.
Yeah, you gotta get it off your neck.
Take it, Rob. So what are we talking about?
So I think you guys both agreed that promo was straight up like fire, whatever you want to call it these days. This is what I've been missing from Cena. I know he's been trying to act like the bad guy, but he came out and this is what we want to hear from him, is on the microphone, just verbally abusing people. And there was a million good lines in this. I will get to some of them, but I want to know what your guys' thoughts were. Nick, tell me, what'd you think about this?
All right. When I was obviously watching it right when it was on, because I was loving my Euro early Raws. As soon as Cody brought up Vince, I was like, this is heat. This is heat. I'm like, they're doing the really good breaking of the fourth wall. And it was off to the races from there. Everything from then on, it just went up from there. I know, Greg, you've kind of harped on Cody getting some kind of cheap pops with the cursing. So there's a little bit of that continuing, but I feel like he more than made up for it with the real content here.
Oh, you mean with his Eminem? I'm gonna call myself out on everything.
Yeah.
That meme,
I
yeah,
love
he
that.
8-miled it. I know
Yeah,
everything he's about to say against me.
yeah, exactly. Clarence, parents have a real good marriage, and I got a tattoo that should be on my arm, on my neck. And you're like, nice. But no, I loved his reference to getting booed in AEW. I love that he addressed the fact that he has a lisp. Absolutely. Do that, and I think it made it more authentic in the sense of we knew this was that Cena promo where Cena's going to go in and go for Barry mode, and Cena had amazing lines, but Cody stuck around and he didn't get buried in any way in it. I think his points were excellent. Loved that fourth wall breaking, as you bring up, of him bringing up Vince. It was well done. And I mean, Cena's line to me though of I don't bury talent, I am talent.
Mm-hmm.
Bury mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Reminds me of like a blueberry lemon loaf after I've had so much pasta and meatballs.
Or you're expecting cannolis.
Yes.
You know? That promo was just way too good to me. And like I said, it was seeing Cena verbally abuse somebody as a bad guy, which we've never seen before. So his regular, face promos when he's just cooking people are like much. It was good. It was just interesting to see the change in it and how it was much more personal to him. A couple lines I wrote down. The AEW reference about being booed in the company he created. Cody said that. I thought that was interesting. Cena referenced the golden shovel, like you just said, Greg. I wrote next, wow, Cena cooked him in all caps. I don't know what that was in reference to.
I can't recall exactly what point it was that he gained the crowd on his side for a brief moment.
Yeah.
But the fact that happened at all just shows how good, like, that was just as top notch. Like, if you're not watching, why are you not watching? Was this whole segment today?
For sure. The line though, Greg, I know you love the burying line. I thought that, or the talent line. I thought that was awesome. The one that I thought was the best was Cena said, "I make empires for billionaires. You just steal money from their kids."
Yeah, which is another AEW reference. That was the fourth wall breaking was perfect. You can't do that stuff all the time.
Yeah, that's
so they put it in there, and that was dude. Yeah, that was probably the second best thing.
Mm-hmm. And then after all that, Cena goes nuts on the mic on him, and Cody held his own for sure. I thought he did great. You would like. I just figured that whole thing was going to end with the crowd like maybe being on Cena's side a little bit, but then this is the loudest Cody Rhodes. That's the loudest chant that I've heard them ever do of it. Like the fans were totally on his side after it was all said and done. And I thought both guys came out of it like exquisitely. It was really good. Very well done. I can't wait to see where we go from here. Apparently,
what if he's really genuinely not on another TV show until Mania?
Apparently, I saw that they've booked him on more episodes after Mania now.
So, yes, I've seen that, and I've seen his schedule. It looks like he picks up a little bit. I want to say, I think he has the SmackDown following WrestleMania, and then he kind of picks up again around June. But I mean, it just seems disappointing right now that we're not going to see him at least one more time in the next 2 episodes going into the biggest pay-per-view of the year.
If we don't, though, this was probably good enough to justify that. Probably. You can live with this being the final confrontation before they meet in the ring. I mean, Cody will come up on himself and talk,
I think we're looking at a great match, obviously. It's a great story. But I feel like I'm done for the moment playing it down the middle. it just feels like there's not enough build for WrestleMania. This story is like, this was a great moment, but this should not be the end moment. That's not the lead into WrestleMania moment. I need something else. I need, someone getting beaten down and put into an ambulance and then hit by a bus that's run by the NWO. I need that level of intensity.
Yeah.
And this was great. It definitely picked up. I think we're all saying it's excellent. But now the next 2 Raws that are the 2 Raws leading into Mania, we don't see anything. No, that doesn't work for me. And honestly, I know we're going to go there shortly. You know where I stand on this triple threat. I am so annoyed with this triple threat match. I don't understand the stakes. I don't understand how this gets main event billing when we've got 3 other championship matches or I should say world championship matches. But where's the story? It's just we're main eventing and we're fighting because we don't like each other. And to Rob's point last week, I get it between Seth and Roman, and I get it between Rollins and Seth, but I don't understand. I messed up the name. Thank you. Thank you for the face. But where is the story right now with CM Punk and Roman Reigns? I don't get it. It doesn't exist, and we haven't built it out. Mm-hmm. And it's just the idea of, oh, you've got my wise man, and he used to be your manager, and I don't like that. No, it's so lackluster right now. And I feel this way about most of Mania.
It's not. Yeah, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. I was a little more. I hate that you're right, because now I'm not. I'm mad. Now I'm mad.
Yeah, see?
You were okay with it before, but now
Greg's told me Santa Claus isn't real just now.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna kill that demo for us.
Oh man, those 8-year-old kids that listen, we just lost them.
We didn't lose them when we were talking about Kirkland Loaf, though. It's an 8-year-old favorite.
Maybe we gained them and then we lost them.
All in one.
All in 20 minutes.
All right, Greg, you're disappointed overall with the card if they join the 2 main storylines somehow. And this lull of Cena is to somehow build in the favor linking these 2 matches. And they start to make it all come together and make sense. Are you on board with that potentially?
You know I want this to go. You know where fantasy booker Greg wants us to go. Absolutely. I'm into the idea of, hey, this feeds into Sunday night in some way. But the stories, as good as they are at times, and we're praising long-term storytelling, it feels like other stories are just kind of meh and they're flat. And I think that's a perfect example of we've got 3 main eventers, but we don't have a real storyline here. We're working with, I love that. I think we all love the idea of hey, CM Punk's owed a favor, but it seems somewhat directionless as to what this favor is. It's oh, congrats. It's in the contract. You have the main event. Oh, that's amazing. That's so special. But that's not my favor. And you're okay, so what's the favor? Is Paul's going to have to turn on Roman? Is that the favor? And then who's booing CM Punk at this point? People don't. The face-heel dynamic doesn't exist like it used to. You're going to reach a point where now you've just got heel CM Punk with a heel Paul Heyman, and everyone still loves them.
That's the problem.
I'm not booing them. No. It's a great combo.
The only logical place for this favor scenario goes is that Punk wins the match on night 1 that he main events. And then on night 2, because the favor, Paul Heyman gets him into the Cena and Cody match. Now, the outcome is amazing. I'm fine with the outcome. But I hate the fact that it's going to be done on the fly and you don't get a legitimate build to that match. I would love to hear Punk in the ring with these 2 guys on the mic cooking them too. Absolutely. That's where we would miss out on that. And I don't want to miss out on that. I think
that's the only way we could look at this working is they announce on this SmackDown, the winner of this is going to be moving on to Sunday night. So then the new dynamic is the interactions over the next 2 weeks on Raw and SmackDown between all these players.
5 of these people, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks about that, though, and like it doesn't actually suck, but like I don't want to see Seth Rollins in with the Cena and Cody stuff. Like, I don't know if I'm just like maybe flamed out on Seth Rollins at the moment, but like I don't need like his like and his all that noises he makes and everything. Like, yeah, I'm kind of over that. And I know they would have to do that though to make it seem like anybody could win, but I don't know.
Are you more interested in the idea of Seth Rollins being like repackaged post Mania to a guy who brings like brunch desserts to like friends' houses?
He just shows up with very heavy, dense loaves, and nobody accepts it. Everybody tries to give it to, except for like Otis. He's the only person.
That's why he's a heel, because he's bringing brunch.
Yeah, inappropriate themed desserts.
Inappropriate. Dude,
but like, so
I feel like that's a good segment.
So what is the favor?
I don't know if it's anything other than what we're guessing. It's beyond my comprehension because I can't see past Mania. I can't see past Mania. Like, so it's anything other than what we think it is.
Maybe CM Punk just really wants Paul Heyman to bring ECW back or something. That's the favorite.
Like what? It seems almost like anything else doesn't make sense. Like, oh, if it's to take Seth Rollins out of the match, like they work together to like take Seth Rollins out, so it's more Punk and Reigns. That seems like payoff. That seems so lackluster as far as payoff goes. And then like just nothing else right now. It's not to say it doesn't exist, but nothing else to me seems to make sense unless CM Punk wants to be in charge of a new bloodline with Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, and just go in a totally weird direction where it makes no sense because he's not related to any of them.
Yeah.
And none of them are really related at that point.
And he just starts gyrating.
Yeah. Oh, dude, imagine Punk gyrating?
Yeah.
I can't even fathom this.
I feel like Nick would be equipped to do this because Nick's hair is almost CM Punk's hair. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it would be more like an angry middle-aged gyration.
I just see gyration.
Like, oh, it's Blackhawks. And you're like, all right, we know, we get it. You're like hockey.
He's renaming it to the Chicago line, and it's just like only Chicago people. They actually have to sign new wrestlers just to make the stable. It's terrible. This is what we have to think of because we don't know. They need to make this happen.
What if this is one of those ones where we just called it out and now they have to cancel this amazing storyline we just came up with?
They're going to be two things. They're going to be looking for a blueberry lemon zest loaf, and they're going to be looking to cancel that storyline.
This is the Jennetty of storylines.
It is. It really is.
It's not good, guys.
No. It's just a dumb story, and I think we all think it's going to work out the way we think it is, but I feel like it's just like a hot shot way to get it there.
Yeah. Goes back to my point last week that it was like when they had to repackage the whole thing away from Rock Roman into Cody and Roman, it worked out. They were just able to make it work. Whereas they've had a kind of a clean slate, no injuries. If this was the plan, it was like more poorly executed, even though there were no roadblocks or needs to make changes to it.
Right. It's very strange.
When do we get Travis Scott again? I want Travis Scott there, just causing mayhem in the ring.
I mean, when do we get him or The Rock? I mean, where are we at with this?
They're depriving us of any of that.
At least they mentioned him this past week, but
they did.
Yeah,
he does exist.
He does.
Oh, right. They spoke his name. They mentioned Travis Scott.
Well, no, they mentioned The Rock.
Oh, right. Okay.
that Cena is The Rock's B.
So here's a question for you then. I saw on Busted Open Radio, I believe it was Bully Ray, I believe it was him, who said he does not need The Rock around right now because when he does show up, it's going to make the moment all that much bigger, which I do agree with. But I feel like,
I also agree in the sense of as soon as Cena sold out and turned heel, as cool as it was, it felt like he was the junior to The Rock. And Cena's in like his farewell Kobe Jeter tour.
Yeah.
It's weird to think of him as just kind of being a lackey when he's your main event guy.
Right. Yeah, like he's just doing The Rock's bidding.
Yes.
But, yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Do we still think there's going to be a third man coming in?
I feel like it could be Seth, it could be Drew. It's got to be one of the like Seth or Drew for it to have a big impact and then to make this into a powerful faction that can start to dominate going forward. I don't know how you get those guys in there. I feel like Seth makes the most sense because of what happened at Elimination Chamber. He kind of did help Cena win. But I feel like they're alluding to this moment that Drew and Seth had on a SmackDown where they like, I don't know, shot each other a look or something.
Oh my god. And I know we're a little all over the place for the moment, but I have to say it. So a follow-up from last week, I'm seeing highlights from SmackDown after I listened to this amazing Schoolboy roll-up that doesn't feature me. And Drew McIntyre, total face in this feud. Like, Damian, like, he was getting cheered, and I get it, we're overseas, but he's getting cheered. He's playing to the crowd, and Damian Priest is like, nope, I'm going to be poor man's Undertaker and just choke slam you on this car right here. It's 1,000% between his actions and just what's happened over the past year. Drew's the face.
Yeah.
And I think it's not really because he's the face. It's just because nobody cares about Damian Priest.
Not at all.
Nobody. Stop pushing this guy. He's an upper mid-card talent. He's a United States champion.
Right.
That's what he is. And that's a great thing to be. But he's not the guy. And he's not in Drew McIntyre's league.
Unfortunately for him, the best thing that he had going was being in the Judgment Day. And then they took him out of it.
Right. It elevated his character to be in the Judgment Day.
Right.
Yeah.
And it kind of hid his flaws of like, Finn Balor can, cover up a lot of people's flaws. But, he is a whole lot of nothing.
And you know what? Like I know we always focus more on like the here and now and the present, and we do some callbacks. Absolutely. In the Judgment Day, I think he was a great heel. He was your muscle, and he's just a better heel character. He played it much better. I mean, his match with Bad Bunny, I love that match. That was excellent.
Yeah.
And now here we are about 2 years later, and I'm like, he's just a blah face. That's all he is.
Emphasis on the blah.
Yeah. What do you think he would bring to the pasta party?
He's gonna bring like black squid ink noodles for sure.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have a shirt with like a lot of holes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're like this is a nice party. Like why do I see your nipples on this?
Why do I see your pierced nipples just at the dinner table?
Like hey, you're in good shape. Like it's just the beginning of spring. Maybe wear something else. Maybe put on a hoodie. Maybe wear a lovely polo. We don't know. But I don't know why I'm looking at all that chest.
Yeah. Just got your nips out while you're eating loaf.
People are just falling asleep all around him. Like facing the pasta. Like just
doing Archer stuff.
Yeah, oh god. I hate that. I mean he's a very fine wrestler, but man, is he just the most boring, non-important character of all time.
I feel like for no reason, after like 2 Pinot Noirs or like a Cabernet, he's just giving you a razor's edge through Nick's
Oh my
table
God.
setup. Like you're going through. And it's totally going to be one of those terrible WWE setups where it's like, it's like the real table where the food is. And then there's just this covered table, which is just totally designed to take a bump on.
Made of cardboard.
Yes, exactly.
You gotta love like the whole, like there's the whole floor and then there's just a random blanket and all of a sudden the guy's getting power bombed through it. Like, oh my God, he went through the floor.
Like we have all this expensive equipment and these giant cases to hold said expensive equipment, and then random table, nothing on it.
Nick's pasta party just has a covered table with like a jug of prime on it. That just totally fits in with this party.
Oh my God. Yeah, that would. All right.
I feel like you would sell it so well though, Rob.
I've taken power bombs before, which you guys have seen, and they were horrifically bad, but they were loud. So, but yeah. So another segment I don't think it's going to be a new segment, but for this week, it's a segment. It's called the milk carton segment. And I want to know where some people are.
Where do you
want to know?
What's sponsored by Parmalat or Farmland? Sponsored by Farmland 2%.
Sponsored by almond milk.
Love it.
Just terribly boring. Where's Sami Zayn? His face is on a milk carton. Where is Wyatt Six? Their faces are all on milk cartons. And where is Alexa Bliss? What are we doing here?
Yeah. They have a very focused WrestleMania card, and those are the only people you're going to see for the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not on Mania, you might get a filler match, but they're not building any story. They've just kicked the can on all those characters.
Where's Asuka? Whatever happened to Asuka?
Yeah, what happened? How do we not have Asuka around? She's such an awesome wrestler, and damn, terrible.
Need Asuka back. Get her back. Sami Zayn, could he cost Jey Uso the match? I just feel like he's this ultimate babyface, but part of me thinks maybe you turn Sami again.
But if they do, then isn't it kind of like he has to be aligned with Kevin Owens since they're both major heels then?
Rob, I didn't think this one through.
I'm spitting. Like, isn't that what like?
Well, that's right? What they did. They fight. They get together.
Then they get back together. Yeah, you're right. I'm totally right.
His only option to have any involvement in Mania is to get involved with the KO Randy thing, and they haven't done it yet. So I don't see it happening. He's hot. He's chilling.
He's chilling.
After winning IC at last year's Mania, he's not even going to wrestle.
He's not, which is terrible because he did have a good year.
Yeah.
That lead, you mentioned this, so it leads me to it. Never mind, because I lost my train of thought.
Interesting. Wow. Good thing there's an edit thing.
Good thing there's an edit. Yeah, we're gonna edit that part out.
No, keep that. Let's leave that way through.
There was somebody, whatever, it doesn't matter. Do you feel, Greg, that Naomi, her promo this week was on point? I know we're jumping around here a lot, but...
Yeah, no. And you know what? Listen, we can be a little convoluted from time to time. This is conversational. No, I think Naomi's promo was excellent. I mean, it was produced very well, but they always say a heel is best when they operate with some level of truth. And the fact that she feels that she was too nice and she was underutilized, underappreciated, all of these things, that resonates, especially when you bring in someone like my girl, Jade Cargill. And, what? Oh, you want me to do it?
I was waiting for it.
We're waiting for it.
I'm not going to do it. So, anyway, no, Jade Cargill, like, she was the shiny new toy. But at the end of it, I think what we're looking at is the idea. Oh, you want me to do it? I didn't realize you want me to do it. I'm not going to do it. So anyway, Jade Cargill, she comes in, she's presented like a superstar. And I think that story writes itself as Naomi, on that return that she had, is instantly presented on a lower tier than Jade Cargill. So as much as I love I think you have to do it because the story writes itself. Because there's a lot of people out there. It's like when Austin hit back in 97 in some ways. The truth is there. And the fact that Naomi can only be so good, she can't really break through that like upper level, that upper ceiling. The ceiling is the roof, whatever we're calling it. That plays. And she sells it well. She's starting to look kind of crazy at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
I agree.
For me,
Greg, the booing of Bianca, is that simply just European weirdness? And people aren't. She's not the heel at all in her feud.
But I think it's partially European heelness and partially the fact that we're operating in 2025, and we are not the only three people who feels like she's on the verge of turning heel herself.
Okay.
And I think that's what we continue to look at right now is Naomi at this point is totally a heel and is covering for her friend Bianca. And we don't find that out too about the night or the SmackDown after Mania.
Probably right. Yeah. Which I think would be appropriate.
And on that same note, though, speaking about it, Nick, what do you think about that ending with Bianca?
Oh, okay. So I predicted that she was going to beat them both up it was the total opposite. They both hit her accidentally, and she just calls the match off.
Which is very heelish.
That's pretty, yeah. Not as madly as just demolishing the two of them, but yeah, it is. Yeah, that pisses the crowd off. You basically
the
didn't
crowd
let
off,
the match finish like that,
right?
Because they, you got hurt. I mean, you're a wrestler; you get hit all the time. So, yeah, maybe they are pushing her in that direction a little more obviously, and it wasn't just her not having juice in Europe for whatever reason.
It definitely felt that way. They were not into her at all.
But she just plays angry so well. She's so fierce and strong. Right. So when she is being physical and appearing angry, it's just so believable, and I just think that's going to make her just a great heel. So I just really want it to happen too. That's the other reason,
for sure.
And then at some point, we eventually just get the Rhea Ripley Bianca match without, as much as I love Io Sky, just get me the Clash of the Titans. Let this happen.
Which will probably be SummerSlam, right? I'm assuming.
I mean, we're not doing nights, so they have to elevate.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to give Jade a main title match at SummerSlam yet. But if her and Bianca wind up feuding, it'll be at an interim pay-per-view.
But since we're just, in this operation of being convoluted, I'm going to go there right now. Something that I've noticed that's starting to bother me is with Mania being so late this year. Mania used to be towards the end of March, first week of April. Mm-hmm. SummerSlam used to be further in August. They've now pushed your two biggest, PLEs to about a 3-month window of one another. Don't love it.
Yeah, I don't love it either.
Love it.
And you got Money in the Bank in the between.
You got Money in the Bank. You're gonna wind up having a Saturday night main event in there. I think we're looking at another pay-per-view. Are we going with Backlash?
You always get it goes Backlash right after.
Backlash is I want to say Backlash they announced for 20 days after. It's May 10th. Mm-hmm. Now it doesn't seem to. It's not feeling the way it should be feeling right now to me. Not. Once again, I'm sure I'll be eating my words at some point, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'm just totally right on this.
Maybe you'll be eating that loaf instead.
I win, as long as it's before 1 p.m. As
long as the sun is still up.
Get off! Oh my god!
While I still have a full day ahead of me. No, it just seems like SummerSlam in some ways is going to have to. You're still just dealing with shakeout of WrestleMania in some way, and I know it won't be exactly that, but it's just on the simplest form. We're looking at about only 100-day separation between the two events,
which is not a lot. And
yeah, not a lot if they're both going to be such a big deal and both be 2 nights. And then you get nothing like that in between. You're just kind of waiting for Survivor Series and Rumble.
You know,
I feel like
don't forget about Crown Jewel. It's a main PLE now,
and we still got to have that now too. I don't feel like it's WrestleMania yet because I feel like none of the builds have,
except for this one promo. We got one promo.
Right, have gotten me there.
And we didn't call this out. Just the fact that we've been in Europe for the past 3 weeks. Europe just throws off the whole vibe.
It does.
It's excellent. It's a great crowd. But to just be running like Raws at 3 p.m, where the crowd's also just going to do that chant, where Rob, at any point you want to jump in and do the chant.
Cody Rhodes.
They did it for Roman Reigns too. Does that cheapen it for you, Rob? They did Roman Reigns.
It totally cheapens it.
Yeah,
I love it for Roman.
Like any 3-syllable name.
Yeah, like come on,
CM Punk.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, it's just the Cody Rhodes one is the only one that's good. So I don't know, and where I lost my train of thought before was you could put myself on the milk carton. Speaking about builds that just aren't going anywhere, and I'll just say this quick: the Jey Uso Gunther last week on Monday, or this week I should say on Monday, was also very lackluster again. Coming off the week where it was so good to me, like they really upped it, and now this week it was back to just being crappy.
It was
you didn't like the story of Big Jim being taken out?
No, like you knew it was going to happen at some point, and like what?
It was a good use of Jimmy, but it was just very drawn out, and it felt like they were doing it to get all the stuff for the video package, and the actual it playing out in those moments was just like, all right, we get it.
It's Jay to me has cooled off so much that he just, and I know you've said this, and we've jokingly said it a bunch of times, Greg, where it's not this WrestleMania, it's next WrestleMania for him. He can't win in my mind this year. Like you just can't put the belt on him right now because he's not over enough anymore. He's over, but like him as a wrestler is just not over.
And even if he is, I think we still run into the issue that you need to keep Gunther, looking the right way. And I don't think you could have him lose at back-to-back Manias. But no, it's not. It just doesn't feel like Jay has risen to the occasion. And Greg, I mean, this is just the position we're in. I'm not it's just our job to call it out. And it's 100% true right now. He's going to have a great entrance, but what else is he doing right now beside the entrance? And
nothing.
Not to do the body shaming thing, but like, Jay, I just don't feel like you're the same guy that you were even a few months ago. Like
he doesn't look like it.
No, I think in some ways he's feeling the pressure of the spot, and he's just not rising to the occasion. Now, you know me. I'm trying to support everyone on this. I want to see him have an excellent Mania match, but I just feel like right now it's so blah, so meh. And when we talk about when I call out the fact that I don't think the CM Punk triple threat match should main event night 1, I don't. But then I don't think Jay's match would be the replacement. I think you'd have to look at the triple threat women's match or Charlotte and Tiff,
which also has no build.
They had one good promo where Charlotte kind of buried her, and other than that,
was that the side-by-side one?
Yeah. Other than that, it's been pretty generic. Yeah.
Yeah. I just love Tiffy time so much,
Yeah. You're a big Tiffy time guy.
I operate on Tiffy time.
Who wouldn't want to?
Was there did you guys settle it while I was gone? Is it hot nugs or what are we going with?
It's Meltzer's saucy nuggets.
Yeah. Because if we go with saucy nugs, I'm pretty sure Wendy's instantly sponsors us.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
If we go with hot nugs, I don't know. That sounds very questionable.
We're gonna get Porta John sponsors, which it might be appropriate for this podcast. I'm not really sure.
Hey, maybe we'll get that.
But since you so eloquently went there,
oh, thank you. So, do we have a saucy nug, Rob?
We have a saucy nug, and this week, Mr. Dave Meltzer, who we have given his props for being the wrestling historian that he is, and has given a lot to the industry. But these days, he's just, he's. I don't want to call him a clown, but we're kind of trending that way.
David Meltzer.
So Meltzer was telling everybody that Dynamite is doing 600,000 viewers on TBS. And in addition to that, he's saying that they're getting over 500,000 on Max. Okay? So that means that their total audience is 1.1, 1.2 million. Now, this is, and then at the same time, he's saying that the Raw on Netflix numbers are much lower than they're supposed to be or something. All right. So he's immediately just shitting on WWE and propping up AEW. But I don't get how there's so many viewers when they were on TNT or TBS. They were only getting 700,000 viewers, and now all of a sudden they've added 500,000 because they went on Max. Where does this guy come up with this stuff?
International distribution.
Oh, maybe.
My guy's so sauced up on his nugs that he's bringing in extra viewers. He's got that support from Ghana, just like we do.
Oh, that is major. That we love Ghana, and that's major support.
He's just living in the same way. He can't get over this stuff. He was tweeting about this last week too. What is he on?
I don't know.
This is what he feels he needs to put out into the world.
Who is it important to? I know they say the demographic is so important, that demo number, but I just can't fathom how that number is more important than total number of viewers. I don't know. And that's all he talks about, because that's what I'm assuming Tony Khan wants him to just tell everybody. But
I think this is processed goo. This is I want this guy rating matches, and
he's still rating matches.
I don't need to hear this stuff from him. It's not moving the needle at all. He sounds like he's whining about something that has no impact on him at all.
He definitely is whining. So that was our Dave Meltzer saucy nugget. He said a lot of stuff this week, and that one was out there for me. So, I think that's all we got, though, guys.
Dang.
We flew through this, and I'm so impressed that you were impressed with the Kirkland loaf. Give it a shot.
I took a bite. It was the lemon flavor's there.
Uh-huh.
But again, the sun is down, so I felt bad about it.
You felt immediately like there was something wrong in your life.
I feel like I'm eating somebody else's breakfast at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, if you hit that at 9:30 on a Saturday, you're gonna feel great about yourself.
Yeah,
but not if it's 9:30 p.m.
Not 9:30.
Stay fresh in the freezer.
Well, you just got to try it in the morning.
If we go to our friend's house this weekend, I'll bring it.
There you go. That's you better go in the morning.
I think this is what we're gonna start doing. We just gotta start passing the loaf.
Pass the loaf.
It never dies. Yeah, just goes to the next get together.
Or we just pass it off in between, and people have to guess where's the loaf at. Who's in possession currently of the loaf?
It's a prized possession.
It's the Kirkland brand.
And on that note, we will see you all next week for another episode of Schoolboy Roll Up. I don't know where we'll be starting, because I got no idea what was good this week besides Cena and Cody, but we'll find out. Enjoy. We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.